welcome back again to my channel. My name is Chimdinmauko. If you're new here, you're welcome to my channel. If you're a returning subscriber, it's good to know that you've come back to watch my content. So guys, today what we're about to talk about is a very serious so that's why I have water, because I'm going to be drinking water in this particular this thing, because the matter is heavy. It's actually very heavy, and I don't even know why I'm smiling, but let's go on. So guys, like, there was this video by this guy on YouTube that goes around like countries, he's a tourist, that kind of thing. His name is Sabbatical, and then he came to Lagos airport. So he said something about as in, if you get to the airport, if you want to do this or that, you have to pay. Like, everything is about money, that kind of thing. And the video went viral. And it's not as if before now people have not been complaining about the extortion in Lagos airport. I don't know if it's just Lagos. I don't know if it's also Abuja, but Lagos, I think Lagos one is the worst, because everybody has an experience. Almost everybody that goes through the airport frequently has an experience with the airport. So he spoke about how, everything was just about money and all that. And so he went, the authorities FAAN, they saw it, and they acted upon it immediately. So like, they came up saying that if you, I can't read the whole thing, but they said if you're caught extorting any passenger, you would immediately lose your identity card. Like, you'll be barred from entering the airport and all that. And funny enough, truthfully, I was at the international airport 3 days ago, and every 10 minutes you're going to hear them announce that if you're caught extorting a passenger, you'll be barred from the airport. So it's almost like there's already this conscious thing already happening. Like, they're not even going to waste time. They're already kicking on with it immediately. I'm very serious. If you go to international airport now, I don't know about the local, you're going to be hearing it like, if you're caught extorting a passenger, you'll be barred from the airport. So it's almost like, even if you did not, you were not, it was not your subconscious and you were just about to collect money from a passenger, the moment you hear that, you should immediately withdraw from whatever you wanted to do. You get? So there's this. And then they also came up and said that every staff will now have their name boldly written on their ID card. Should, in case you extort a passenger, they can quickly note your name, and it's already been taken seriously. Like, I also even went online and I read a couple of people who had issues, and they were affected by you. I've not been directly extorted before inside Lagos airport, but I'll call it extortion. I was extortion. Oh Jesus, what did I say? Sorry, I was extorted on my way. I was going to the airport, and I had a local flight for something, but I was on the road, and I was there for 2 hours. We're not moving. We're inside boats, we're not moving, and all of a sudden, and the boat guy was like, if you stay here, and that was already 20 minutes to departure. So he was now suggesting that I should use bike, and the distance was very short. I don't even know how to explain to you guys. It was so short, but because I knew I was in a hurry, I couldn't just come down from that vehicle and start deciding to walk. And then he called this bike guy. Guess how much this bike guy charged me? 3,000 naira. 3K. Don't worry. The only reason I paid that money was because it would have been worse. If I missed my flight, what I would have to pay was going to be more. But I was charged a whooping 3,000 naira just from that place. It didn't even take me up to 3 minutes. I was already inside the airport just from that. But because I was, how Lagos can be, so I've not been, not like somebody took my money inside. By the time I came, I checked in, I just went freely. But people have had a lot of bad experiences. And what I can say is this: part of the reason why there's extortion, I'll say the extortion thing most times is even a two-way thing. The passenger is involved as much as the staff is involved. You come to the airport, your documents are not complete. There's something that is missing. You did not do your research very well, and you're possibly trying. I know there are other ways they stop people, but I just want to highlight this particular, scenario. You are traveling to a particular country, and then especially, this is very common with students who are maybe traveling to Cyprus, Turkish, people who are, let me just not call any airline, people who are most times traveling as students. You're traveling to a certain place, and then you're not informed. You don't know what you're supposed to do. You're coming to the airport, the only thing you know was that you booked your flight, and then there's somebody who has seen that you're not well informed. He's about to take advantage of it. That's the truth. So before you know, he's already telling you, bring 20,000, bring 10,000, bring this, bring that, so that I can help you get to something that you could have just sat at home at the comfort of your room and done if you had just researched properly. And also, there's still this other group of people who come to the airport and don't want to go through the normal process. VVIP, we no pay for business class. You not pay for business class, but you no still want it for life. Like, sorry if you're not Nigerian, I meant you don't pay for business class flight, and then you still don't want to be treated normally like you paid for economy. So you just want to rush everything. You just pay the counter guy something, and then he moves you from the back, takes you to the front, does everything for you, and then you just pass. So I want to also encourage those people, in as much as that we are trying to, like, put the whole thing on the staffs and stop taking money from people and all that. You too, as a passenger, do your research before you come to the airport. You see people who are traveling to the UK, they don't know they're supposed to fill passenger locators form. You come very late to the airport, and all of a sudden you're so much in a hurry, your flight's about, and somebody is now trying to, like, they are leaving you, and you're already upset, you're pissed, you're about to miss your flight because of that singular. Like, it doesn't make sense. So I feel like if you know you're traveling to a place, do your research but then if you do your research and everything, also that as a passenger you are traveling, and that everything you've done is right, you're very sure. If somebody asks you to pay, you should be able to stand on your ground. It's that simple. Like, you should be able to stand on your ground. Like, make them know that you can call them and report them to the airline. That kind of stuff. Like, you are the counter and somebody's telling you, you didn't do this or you didn't do that, you can't travel. And that's a passenger. This particular thing you can, stand. I read a particular story online. Let me read it out to you guys. The guy was like, I'm in the US Navy and can only go to Nigeria with a visa. On my way back, the immigration officer was threatening to delay me because the arrival stamp on my passport had an error. An error committed by the Nigerian immigration officer. I told him I wouldn't take responsibility for the issue. I won't take responsibility for the issue of one of them. And before I could say much, another guy in civilian clothes kept telling me in a lower voice to give the immigration officer $200 and he will let me board. I told them to either deport me to the US or I'll make a scene and get the US embassy involved because he had already seized my passport. When they realized I wouldn't board and was already making moves to call the US, he handed my passport to me. Not everyone will be so lucky. How could you want to hold me responsible for a mistake caused by you? Why would you want to delay me or tell me to stay back in the country when you could easily start my deportation proceedings back to the US? It was evident that tactics was a norm, and I suspected that the immigration officer that committed the error did it on purpose, so I would pay one of their own for it on my way out. It's really sad what they've turned Nigeria into. It's become a hub of corruption and barbarism. So guys, imagine, he knew that it was not his fault, it was not his error. Like, he stood on his ground. Although he's lucky, he's a US citizen, so worst comes to worst, he said they should deport him back. But I mean, this is a clear case of I know that I'm not wrong. I know that I have my documents complete. You can't hold me back. That's the thing. I'm not the immigration officer that stamped the passport, so you cannot tell me that me that is here should now take another man's crime. You get? And eventually, and truthfully, if it was something that was going to cost that man his job, like if the mistake was a very serious mistake, he would not have let this man board. Like, but because I'm sure that it was something that could be overlooked, or it may not have even been an issue. That was why he let him board. So, guys, if you know you are traveling, try your best to make sure that you have all the information that you're supposed to have. For now, we are praying for Nigeria, hoping that it's going to be better. But as we are on our way to becoming better, let's try our best to do what we are supposed to do. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope that what I was able to say here was able to help you. And also, I would like to know, have you had a very horrible experience? And also, is it just Lagos Airport? Have you had experiences like this in Abuja or Port Harcourt or other states? If you have, please let us know in the comment section. Let's hear your stories. And if you're not, it's okay. Thank you guys for watching. I'm so happy to know that you got to this point. So give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Like, my saliva dry because of the story. But I mean, just encourage me by giving the video a thumbs up. Please subscribe, tell your friends about this video, and I'll be sure to see you guys in my next video. Bye.